I'm Don McQueen, the Executive Director of Torchlight Academy, and I've been serving in this place, in this post for the last 15 years. I am a poor black child that grew up in the projects of Buffalo, New York, and struggled hard. My mom and dad, both working class individuals. My dad worked at Chevrolet for all of his life until he retired, and my mom did everything from school bus driving to cook, and eventually they both ran a small business, a small restaurant. Growing up with a public school education in the inner city of Buffalo, New York. It was challenging. I lived between two rival gangs, the Matadors and the a la Turks, and had to kind of dodge between the two of those. And this was back in the 70s. That was my upbringing with 5 other siblings, 2 brothers and 3 sisters. So it was 3 boys and 3 girls. So I had a fairly large family, and so it was challenging. And I never wanted my mom and dad to have to provide for me. As soon as I was able to, at the age of 13, I was working and bringing in my own money and trying to assist my family with the financial struggles that I saw both mom and dad going through. I wasn't a privileged child. I didn't ask for things from my mom and dad. I tried to work for every single thing that I received. The trigger point for me for getting involved in education really was conceived at the point of my high school graduation from Seneca High School in Buffalo, New York, all-boys school. When I graduated and I saw people going across the stage and people cheering and, as they typically do at a graduation, I was struck by this thought that, was this it? Am I finished now? Am I educated? And that was the question that I had, and I can remember it as clear as a crystal to this day. And I felt woefully inadequate at that moment, finishing high school. At Torchlight Academy, our drive, our goal, I think first and foremost, is to get our students to recognize the value in themselves. I hope, I pray that in the next 5 years that we'll have one of our students who may have started 15 years ago. They demonstrate that, they've learned something from our imperfect service to them, our imperfect practice on them, that they can impact our community. I could be a witness to some of the great work that we're involved in doing. I pray that I'm alive to see maybe our next governor, or our next mayor, or our next successful person that would come from the work that we're doing here. The next successful community organizer, the next successful artist, that somehow a child found their gift, their unique talent, their unique ability, and they found a way to express it through the self-discipline they learned, through the languages that they learned, through the sense of brotherhood, the unity that came from the service that we provided. That's what I'm hoping to see these next few years. And they might remember that, hey, it was our work at Torchlight Academy. It was our work with interacting with those teachers and Mr. McQueen or Miss McQueen or some of our great teachers that are here. And they say, it was so important that I went to that school and it changed my life. That to me would be all the reward that I would need.